Hey everybody, welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Tuesday, November 5th. It is Election Day, so if you haven't voted, go out there and do that. And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I'm Paul Wontorek.
And we are joined here in the studio, as always, by the marvelous Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
And who's our guest
Guys,
today?
we have Javert with us today. Preston Truman Boyd is joining us. Exactly.
Sing it.
From the national tour of Les Miserables. He joins on December 10th alongside Patrick Dunn, Michelle Doughty. Phoenix Best is back in the tour. We're going to talk about all of that amazing stuff. But there's a lot of stuff going on today.
Wait, is this his third live at
Yes,
5
it is.
that we were discussing?
Yes.
Live at 5.
Three-timer?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to create a Hall of Fame back here.
Okay.
Like you said, there's a lot going on tonight. So
Yes.
the Little Mermaid Live is happening on ABC. We're not sure.
That's right.
I'm kind of curious about what this is.
Me
I
too,
know they're
'cause
showing the movie. Are they singing in front of the movie? I'm not
It's
sure.
all very different. Yeah, this is not one of those typical, like,
Right.
we've been getting the last few years. Yeah,
Right, but it's
this
going
is
to be
different.
a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't love the Little Mermaid?
Also, there is a new cast of To Kill a Mockingbird on Broadway that has their
Oh.
very first performance tonight. So break legs.
Okay,
all
and
of
speaking of To Kill a Mockingbird, Gideon Glick, who of course was fantastic and Tony nominated in
Absolutely.
the first company, which left the show on Sunday. He starts tonight.
Yeah, very exciting.
in Skid Row. He's Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors
Yes.
off Broadway for a 2-week.
2 weeks.
Run.
I'm seeing him later this week. I'm very excited.
So Jonathan Groff is touring the country to talk about Frozen 2.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
Gideon is filling in for a few weeks.
2 weeks,
2
yes.
weeks. Sorry, few is 3.
But yes, we are very excited to talk to Preston about all of the things that he has going on in his life. But first, let's talk about today's top 5.
We got some exciting casting news about the upcoming Tick Tick Boom movie. It's happening. It's happening.
I'm super excited for this movie. I love
Yeah.
Tick Tick Boom. I've listened to the original cast recording with,
phenomenal.
Raul Julia.
Raul Julia,
Raul Esparza, who, by the way, is fantastic in Seared. I know he was
So
here talking
good.
about it. I
Right,
finally
yes,
saw
he
it.
was.
Anyway, I love this musical so
Such a
much,
great
and I'm
show.
so excited by the casting. It is, of course,
better and better.
being directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda for Netflix. And I love his casting because I feel like it's very, like, kind of out of the box and really fresh and original. So, of course, we knew Andrew Garfield, Tony winner Andrew Garfield, is playing John, which is sort of a slightly fictionalized version of Jonathan Larson. This is based on, which started as a solo show about his horrors about turning 30 in the year 1990. So the first song is called 3090. 3090. That's why.
Yes.
Anyway, so we found out more. I'm bearing the lead. We found out today Robin De Jesus
Yes.
is joining the cast. Vanessa Hudgens is joining the cast. And Alexandra Shipp is joining the cast. Now, we're not totally sure who's playing what.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Robin De Jesus must be playing Michael,
That-
who is the
we
friend.
have to
the
assume.
friend. And I think it's safe to assume Vanessa Hudgens is the girlfriend, and then
Yeah.
Alexandra Shipp. We're not sure. There's like there's a show within a movie.
Right.
Anyway, it's a lot. But of course, Robin De Jesus is a 3-time Tony nominee. He was nominated last year for Boys in the Band, and he has a long history with Lin-Manuel Miranda, of course. He was in The Heights. Vanessa Hudgens was in Gigi on Broadway and Grease Live.
She's phenomenal.
She's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
she's so
and Alexandra Shipp has not been on Broadway, but she was in Love, Simon.
She was Love Simon with
Yes,
we love.
Yes. So
And she was Aaliyah in the Lifetime Aaliyah movie.
Oh,
And she was in
Oh.
Straight Outta Compton.
she was.
Yes, she's done a lot. So
okay, yeah.
this is very exciting. And Stephen Levinson is writing the screenplay. It's for Netflix.
Wow.
I can't wait. Just
gonna be big.
Just film it already, Lynn, and edit it and let me watch it.
Okay.
I'm so excited for this.
Have your orders.
I want to see it.
Yes, and speaking of Lynn, you guys have an extra week to go see this hit Freestyle Love Supreme.
Yeah, that's basically
pretty much
that's
it, yeah.
basically the news right there. Yes, Freestyle Love Supreme is a big hit on Broadway. People are obsessed with it, of course. It is created by Anthony Veneziali, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Tommy Kail. It is extended a week on Broadway, as Caitlin mentioned, at the Booth Theater. So instead of playing its final performance on January 5th, you now have until January 12th, that's +7, to go see Freestyle Love Supreme. We've had a bunch of Freestyle Love Supreme people on here. We had Kayla Milady, and Andrew Bancroft have been on here. We had Anissa Foltz and Chris Sullivan have been on here talking about it. So it's super cool. It's so much fun. You should absolutely go see Freestyle Love Supreme. And you should do it in 2020, in that new year.
Why not?
And this year's Arthur Miller Foundation Honors is going to be one of the most star-studded events of the year.
True. We've been to this event before. So Arthur Miller Foundation is just a wonderful organization that really supports public school theater teachers.
Yes.
So really in the New York City school system, it's an incredible, Arthur Miller was a big supporter of arts in schools. And so they're having their big gala, or gala if you prefer, and Bradley Cooper is
a Broadway.com Audience Choice Award winner, Bradley Cooper. Was it two-time?
I believe two-time.
Two-time? Probably.
Yes. So we will be sure to remind him that night that we started everything.
You're welcome,
I think
Bradley
we gave him his
Cooper.
very first award.
I remember going backstage at 3 Days of Rain and getting to hand Julia Roberts a trophy and Bradley Cooper a trophy.
That's right. Oh, and then for the Elephant Man. I think you're right. He won
Yes,
again
he
for
won
the
twice.
Elephant Man. Yeah. Wow.
We made him. Anyway, he's great. He's going to host this incredible night, and Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw are the co-chairs.
Wow.
This is November 18th at Second Floor in New York City. This year, the event will feature, this is fun, the songs of Cole Porter in a production directed by Michael Mayer, who did Little Shop of Horrors. But listen to the other people that are coming along, because this is a really great organization, and people really love supporting it. Sutton Foster, Darren Criss, Raul Esparza, second mention in this episode, Lena Hall, Christopher Jackson, and the winner of the Hoofer Award for Top Artistry, Yodel Cassell.
Yeah.
I hope I said it right. Anyway, it's going to be a great night, and so if you have a lot of money and you want to support a great cause, make sure you're there.
And there has been some casting changes and some delays over at this off-Broadway show.
Yes, we are talking about Horton Foote's The Young Man from Atlanta, which is going to be playing off-Broadway's signature theater. Stephen Payne has been added to the cast. He is taking over for the previously announced Larry Pine in the role of Pete Davenport. Pine and the production mutually agreed to part ways, a press representative from
That's a
Signature
story.
told Broadway.com. So there's probably a little bit more to that, but we don't know that. Due to the casting change, the production start date has been pushed back. So instead of starting on November 5th, it will now start on November 7th. However, opening night is still scheduled for November 24th at the Pershing Square Signature Center. You might know Stephen Payne from Broadway's Straight White Men. He was phenomenal in that. Of Mice and Men, Superior Donuts, August Osage County, The Bigot, White Woman, Street Sailor Song, Me, Myself, and I. He's super talented, has an amazing resume. The Young Man from Atlanta centers on an aging couple still reeling from the death of their only child. So it doesn't sound super happy, but Horton Foote, super talented.
Good play.
So, yeah.
And speaking of off-Broadway, we got some casting news for this other new show.
The Perplexed is what it's called. And this is a new play by Richard Greenberg at Manhattan Theater Club. Manhattan Theater Club has produced many Richard Greenberg plays. It's sort of his home. This one stars Frank Wood, who's in The Great Society currently, Margaret Colin, Alana Levine, Patrick Breen, Tess Frazier, Anna Iddy, I like that.
I like that name.
Zane Pace and J.D. Taylor. Lynn Meadow, who of course is the artistic director of MTC, is directing. And this is about two families gathered in the massive library of a gaudy Fifth Avenue apartment to celebrate the nuptials of their children.
Very
Nothing
Richard
goes
Greenberg.
smoothly, and as the big moment approaches, the burning question is, can everyone put aside long, smoldering jealousies and deep-seated grudges to just get along for the ceremony?
What a perplexing situation.
This sounds like a play written for the MTC subscriber base.
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, this is a very New Yorker, right? I mean, this is going to be a crowd pleaser, I guarantee.
Certainly.
So, and it's written by Richard Greenberg, who's of course, and he also has Take Me Out.
He does.
Perhaps one of his
season.
biggest successes is also coming back in the
Absolutely.
spring. So this one starts February 11th and opens March 3rd. So it'll be a busy spring for Richard Greenberg.
Yeah, there's also some really exciting stuff on the site that you can check out right now.
Oh my God! Wait,
We
that
did-
Frozen video.
We did. We got the ladies of the Frozen tour, Caroline Bowman and Caroline Innerbickler. They play Elsa and Anna,
The ladies
of
who
course.
belt.
The ladies who belt Let It Go, the finale version. They came in here and so you can see that on our site right now. It's
I
phenomenal.
forget there's a duet version of Let It Go.
I know, right? It's super cute.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Anyway,
Yeah.
by the way, I saw Frozen again last week. Patty Murin
Yeah.
and Casey Levy.
Oh my queens.
I mean,
Goddesses.
just giving it.
Yes.
Just
they
giving
are.
it effortlessly. I just want to shout them out.
They
I
are
love
pros.
them.
Also, Andrew Barth Feldman, there's a new episode of Behind the Stripes, and he has called it his masterpiece.
He created it.
It truly
It's-
is
yeah,
his
he
masterpiece. He
created
edited it.
this.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's a whole journey in an adventure.
It's the whole thing.
It is. Yeah, so
thing.
go check that out.
And
Also,
then Avita is
Yes.
starting at City Center, and we have photo and video. Salea Pfeiffer is
Who is
one
a
of the
star,
Avitas.
too. Yeah.
we have more coming up with her, but that's a secret. And also, Leslie Odom Jr. is celebrating his new album.
Yes, he's got a new album coming out. Yeah. So
and isn't he
He's
joining
coming on
us?
Thursday.
He's coming on Thursday. He'll be right here in this seat.
Okay.
But right now, in
Yes.
this seat is a 3-timer, so I got to get out of
Paul,
here.
thank
This
you
guy
so
can
much.
boss us around a little bit. It's time.
This is his
Fine.
studio now.
out.
Caitlin Moynihan, would you please introduce us to today's guest?
Gladly. Yes, we got Preston Truman Boyd here with us in this studio. As we told you guys, like last week or 2 weeks ago, he is about to head out on the Les Mis national tour as Javert. It's so exciting. He was recently seen in the Broadway revival of Kiss Me, Kate. That just happened. He's booked. He's busy, and we're blessed because of it. Thank you. His other credits include The Play That Goes Wrong, which he was on live at 5/4, Sunset Boulevard, which he was on live at 5/4, She Loves Me, not, but you know, it's good. Big Fish. He's been in, guys, this guy's been in so many things. He's been on tours. Little Frankenstein on tour, I think. Did I make that up? Oh, he's nodding his head. Young. Oh, pardon me. New show. And make sure you guys follow him on social media at Preston T. Boyd and leave all of your questions in the comments below. Everyone, please welcome Preston and Ryan.
Welcome, sir. Thank you. Yes,
Thank you.
always on brand. Yes. Hello. Thank you.
you?
Thanks for coming by.
I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for
My
coming
coffee,
to your
feeling so
second
distinct.
your second home here
Yeah.
at Broadway.com's studio.
I finally have a say in the lights now. Isn't that
Yes,
great?
yeah,
My third
right.
time. That's it.
Speaking of, we also have another. We have a surprise. You did something in this studio not too long ago. You were just here. It's still a secret at this moment, but that'll be coming out soon. You are joining the national tour of Les Miserables.
Yes.
You join on December 10th.
Yes.
In Buffalo, New York. Is that right?
That's my first performance. I joined November
Gotcha.
18th
Oh,
to
gotcha.
put the real work in and
Right.
learn the show and make sure I'm
Yes,
ready to go.
get that work done. Yeah, and you're playing Javert.
Yeah.
Have you ever been involved in a production of Les Miserables before? Is this your first stab at it?
In true form, this is my third production of Les Mis.
Wow, okay, all
I played Jean Valjean when I was 17 years old in the high school production of Les Mis. They cut the
Wow.
confrontation. I'm not sure of the point. And then my second time doing Les Mis, I was at the Muni in St. Louis.
Oh, fantastic.
And I played
Wow.
Grantaire. Fred Hansen directed. It was years ago now. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. And now I'm, it's kind
Now
of full
you're-
circle
yeah.
to, one time be there for grace and now be there for the law.
Right, right. So, and what attracted you to this job? Why were you eager to be a part of this production? To be a part of a Cameron Mackintosh production? I mean, that is a sort of I'm assuming, like a wish list of actors.
It's he has created such a gigantic juggernaut of our business, and to be a part of something that he's had his hand in is such an honor and amazing to be a part of it. And then to be not only playing Javert, which is it's something I've always loved singing, and I've always been like, am I a Javert, and I've always loved singing the music, and now, I really put all my eggs in the basket for the audition and spent a lot of time getting ready for it, and it all paid off, and now I'm doing it, and it's definitely, it's like a new dream role I can add to my list of dream roles that now I can check off, which is so great. So.
Well, elaborate on that a little bit. Why is Javert a dream role for you? What is it about this man, this character? What he gets to...
I think musically these days, like this, musical theater isn't written like Les Mis was written as often as it was. So whenever there's a chance to do any of that kind of material that comes along, I generally jump on it. And I'm not your American idiot type. I'm more of your Les Mis type. So those are generally the things I seek out. And I just, I think, going on the road again, there's some appeal to that, because I last time I was on the road was with Jersey Boys, which was almost 9 years ago. Right. And, I just worked on the workshop of the Music Man lab that'll be on Broadway next year.
Okay.
And I have some time off, and I was like, this all lined up perfectly. It was totally written in the stars. I'm very excited to be a part of the show.
No, that's
and
super
especially
cool.
to be playing Javert and be singing this iconic music that people from all over the world can come together, on this story and on this music and on this production, and to have my foot in a grander scale of it is very, very, it's an honor, and I'm very excited. So.
Right. Tell me a little bit, if you were about like 17 when you did so what for you how has the appeal changed for this show for you? What did you admire about, what excited you about at 17 and now to be, approaching it in this professional sense?
I think ultimately the music is so timeless and so great, and that's initially why I was so drawn to it. And I don't think I had the capacity as a 17-year-old to really like get into the story of what Les Mis is. Yeah. And now as an adult to be able to like approach as an actor now too, like 17-year-olds can be actors for sure, but as a human being and lived life, gain some empathy, and then to play a role like that is so much more juicy.
Absolutely.
So I'm really looking forward to
And this production, guys, I mean, it's insane. You go to a theater hoping that you're going to kind of get the experience that Les Mis delivers. I mean, it is just all the stops are pulled out for it. It's absolutely phenomenal. As you mentioned, this is your third national tour.
Yes.
What do you love most? And maybe you can see where this is headed. What do you love most about heading out on the road like that? I mean, because it is a commitment. It is not for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I have a wife now. Same girl that I left as a girlfriend at the time when I left for tour, but now she's my wife, and stakes are a little higher. So, so navigating all of that, but also like still accepting the fact that it's okay to be excited about leaving New York while your career is taking off in the city and while other things are going on and everything. And to be a part of, again, to just be a part of Les Mis and what is such a huge thing that the entire country loves, the entire world. I mean, people, I have been telling people that I booked this job, and people who don't know theater, aren't into theater, everything. Oh man, I love that story. I love Les Mis. I'm gonna come. Where are you gonna be in Philly? I'm coming. So it's like people who are like friends of friends that are not theater people, and so I think that ultimately is what's really exciting about it.
Right, the people that get to reach with these. I mean, as somebody that I didn't know what Broadway was, except for national tours. National tours are what got me interested in everything. So you are from Montana,
Minnesota,
is that right?
Minnesota,
the
close.
other, yes,
Very close.
Minnesota. That's right. What's the theater scene like in Minnesota? Where you?
I was born in Fargo, North Dakota, and I moved across the river into Moorhead. You met a real Fargonian.
The infamous Fargo.
I know, it's real. I'll tell you, it's as cold as they say. Sorry, what was the question?
Just like, what was the theater scene like for you? How did you get involved?
I had a very supportive theater teacher in high school and all throughout, and there was this gigantic, well, actually where I did Les Mis, at this big outdoor theater company in the summers. They produced these huge productions, and that's where Les Mis ended up happening. And I mean, we had so much local support. My teacher, Rebecca Meyer Larson, shout out. She actually, tonight, Nina Grohlman, who went to my high school, is opening as Scout. Oh, wow, and Becky Galsvig is coming back to Come From Away, and the three of us all went to the same high school, same teacher. Broadway.com should do a story on her because she's a really incredible person.
Kidding. That's
and she set the bar so high for us in high school, and she was the one who sought out NFAA, National Foundation for Advancement in the Arts, down in Miami, which a lot of high school kids do, and that is such a springboard for a lot of artists' careers at a young age. So she was such a big heavy hitter in my early stages, and I mean, I was like, I love to be an actor and get paid to do it, but I had no idea what that meant, and she literally helped pave the way along with my supportive parents and very tight knit group around me. But
yeah. And you also trained in Cincinnati is where you went to school. What was it about? How do you look back on that sort of bedrock that training gave you? Is that something because I feel like there's an open debate. Or, some training you get on the road, some training you get in school. Where do you sort of land on?
I mean, Cincinnati was. I mean, I was so inspired by the people around me, not only the faculty but the students. They just put together these amazing classes of people that were just so dangerous and so polished and so already before we even been to school. So I think seeing people develop as actors around me as a student at CCM was so amazing, and watching, even if you felt like you couldn't get what the teacher was trying to teach as a whole, you'd see it happen to someone else. And I thought that was so great about CCM was there were just so many strong actors and singers and movers and dancers, and so it's like you naturally fall into your place of succession, and it's like a big factory that spits you out of New York, and you're like, oh,
right.
you got your suitcase and your chapstick, and you're ready to go. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's as Caitlin mentioned, you were just here on Broadway doing Kiss Me Kate not long ago. What was the best part of that experience for you?
I had the opportunity to go on with Kelly O'Hara a nice amount of times, and she is, as you would all imagine, she is like a dream come true.
Yeah.
She was so supportive and so graceful, and performing with her was, it was terrifying. My first handful of times going on, there are Tony voters there voting for her, and and I'm literally, driving the ship with her, and it was just like so surreal, but she was so fantastic to work with, and I had such a great time. And again, it's that same sort of stuff. Like, I feel like I'm so geared towards singing that
kind
more
of
classical style, stuff. So I was like, and again, I actually, after I played Valjean at that school in Fargo, I ended up playing Fred and Kiss Me Kate.
Oh my goodness!
Summer.
You're just sort of in the universe.
It's like Trollwood knew what I was ready, what I needed to get ready for. So, but anyway, no, Kiss Me Kate was amazing. I had such a great time, and Warren Carlyle's choreography was so transcendent.
Incredible.
And Scott Ellis is, so amazing, and it was just, again, this, as I've gotten older and have worked with these people, it's a collaboration. That word comes up more and more and more and more. And when I'm in these, these rooms with these people and watching them truly collaborate, it's like so great.
Where do you mine for creative inspiration? Are there where do you turn? Is it books? Is it music?
Yeah.
Is it where do you turn for?
That's so funny.
To keep the juice flowing?
I was I've been teaching a little bit more actually, which
really?
I realized I've been seeking out. A buddy of mine that I went to CCM with, who was a voice major, is now working with Rider University out in New Jersey, and I've gone out and done a number of master classes out there with him, and it's something that I'm really getting into. And it's almost like when you walk out of the classroom and when you tell someone what they should be doing, you're like, oh my, wow, that was a great idea. Maybe I should do that. It's just so like that kind of thing. I really do love. I feel like when you go into an audition or you go into a rehearsal, or you have a set job to do, and when you're living in a very organic space in that way, when you're like, oh, let's see how we can sell this song the best we can.
Right.
That's when the real like stuff happens, and that's when the sparks fly. And so I've really realized lately that I've really enjoyed teaching. So I'm kind of looking to do more of that. Not full time, but maybe someday.
Right.
But,
and are you encouraged by the sort of the young the talent?
Yeah, it's fun,
there?
And it's fun to like look and see. Oh man, if I had people tell me that, but now I get it.
Now you're in that seat.
Yeah. So and it's fine because I this world we live in, it's like, we're constantly putting up a front, and we're constantly behind our phones, and we're constantly like living through a filter that's not a filter of honesty. So like I see these kids selling this honest song, these singing these great lyrics, and they're just lying. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I'm totally not in this at all. Like,
right.
So it's just I don't know. I just feel like getting back to feeling comfortable with just being open and honest, and it's not easy to do, but like anyway.
Totally. No,
just
that's
spinning off of what I was doing this morning. But anyway.
That's super cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Caitlin, what would some of our viewers like to
Oh,
know
no.
from
Of
Preston?
course, yes. Dun, dun, dun. So Kristen says, I got to see Preston in On the 20th Century, The Play That Goes Wrong, and Kiss Me Kate. He's such a fantastic, versatile actor. Do you enjoy doing more comedic or dramatic shows?
I feel like my bread and butter has been comedies lately, and it's maybe what comes easier to me because I'm such an energetic person, and I love to like ham it up, and so that's easiest for me. So actually tackling this role and everything is going to be my biggest challenge, is to really like let the stillness and the, everything kind of lead me in how I take this role on. So.
Yeah. Did you walk away from The Play That Goes Wrong? Was your body okay?
Broken finger. I had a back issue, but I'm all good now. So,
I mean, it was
very, very.
It's a very intense physical show.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I just actually had a beer the other night with the guy who took over the role I played on Broadway, who is now doing it on the road. And he's like, "Here I go." I was like, and literally as he was walking, I was like, "Make sure you stretch." So that's so key.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and you're also you're a craft beer fan, you mentioned, right?
I think we talked about that last time.
What should we be settling into this November? Do you have any recommendations?
I think the pumpkin beers can be a little heavy-handed, so I say stick to the like the fall spiced beers. Like there's a beer from Three's Brewery out of Brooklyn.
Oh, great!
And it's a brown ale. So I generally right now I'm drinking a lot of brown ales, and then once winter rolls through, then it's the bourbon barreled aged things and
the stouts.
the stouts and the porters and the nuttiness. You know.
Yes. If you need any more recommendations, make
stay
sure
tuned for Live at 8. We'll be talking about beer.
I love it. Yes. So Lexi wants to know if there's a stop that you're most looking forward to, or like a city that you've never visited that you finally get to go to.
Great
on this
question,
tour.
Lexi. I'm actually really excited to go back to Greensboro. Greenboro.
What state?
It's in South Carolina.
South Carolina. I think Greensboro.
It's Greensboro.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Greenville.
Greenville. Thank you, Danny.
Greenville. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm excited to go back to Greenville.
You haven't
as
been
you can
there
tell.
yet. You don't know.
No, but it was like that. As I've toured in the past, it's always the cities that you haven't heard of or can't remember the name of that you like love.
Yeah.
Versus the big cities that you naturally have been to. But I'm really excited to go back there. The food scene is like so. I love food and I love to like eat weird stuff and like you know pollen and all that weird like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you need a tweezer to plate, I'm in. So so I'm excited to go on the road for that. We'll be back up north in Canada next summer, and I'm excited to go back there to hit Toronto, and to be, it's like when it's cold, we're going to be in Sarasota at some point in February, so it's like those things are so great.
Nice sort of,
and don't get me wrong, I love New York, but like I'm so excited to get out of here.
Especially,
I'm so excited to get out of here. I'm so sorry.
now.
Right now.
I know.
Right
It's
now,
great. It's
We
great.
love where we live. But
It's great, yeah. And then like to run back, like to go to these old cities and see like Gail from Hair in Omaha, or like those people that you stare at for like 10 seconds. You're like, oh my God, Young Frankenstein,
Right.
So like I'm excited for that. That's always fun. I'm just to eat and be back on the road is exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
very cool. Very cool.
I love it. We can do one more question.
Great.
And Alexandra wants to know, out of your long career so far, is there anybody who has left a big impression on you? Like maybe someone that you've met or choreographed for a director?
I mean, Glenn Close is maybe one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met, and she just is so gracious and so. I mean, she's the salt of the earth. She's really incredible. I'd also say the same about Gavin Creel. He is just he's like a beam of sunlight who walks into a room, and I mean, those are the people that I want to work with. You know, if you're fierce and talented and you sit in the room and drink your tea and don't have a lot to say, that's fine. But like, the fact that I'm thinking about those two right now.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know.
Engage.
Yeah, engage. Like, what's the point of us doing all this if you're not
Right.
going to engage and have a human connection? So,
Exactly.
Totally.
Well, Preston, thank you so much for coming by. We clearly love having you here.
Number 3.
Yeah. So,
Can't wait for
like I said,
more.
we're gonna have to. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Make sure you go check out the national tour of Les Miserables. He will be joining the show along with some others on December 10th in Buffalo, but he's getting to work very soon. So make sure you go check it out. Thank you again so much. Always such a pleasure having you around here. Yes, and there will be more surprises with Preston and a couple other people from the show coming up soon, so stay tuned. Thank you so much. Caitlin, would you be so kind as to take us out?
Gladly. Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast by searching for #Live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Andy Senior all about his documentary, Revolution Rent.